Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
This is going to be this week's vendor reset. This week's week reset is actually going to be a little bit different. I'm actually not going to talk about every single item like the purple stuff. I'm just going to be covering the main high-end items and some of the gear set items. But this week, the base of ops vendor is selling an X45 with strength, health damage, and pistol damage. A Marcom Industries vest with braced, weapon handling, has protection, skill tier, and empty utility slot. So if you're looking for braced, I'd highly recommend just buying this and putting it into your stat library so you pretty much have it forever. But overall, the rest of the stuff, except the improved sticky launcher mod, which is 3.6 skill haste. And that's going to be it for the front desk vendor. Next up is going to be the clan vendor. If you guys are not in a clan, if I remember correctly, you will not be able to access this area. So if you want access to all the loot that this guy is selling, I'd recommend joining a clan so you can have all this loot. But right now, he's selling a strategic alignment backpack with skill damage, armor generation, and empty utility mod slot. This one actually is not too bad. You could change the utility slot if you want something like another blue, or you could change the armor generation, which most likely is what you will do to have more skill haste or stats effects, stuff like that. But this does have perfect shock and awe. Then you have aces and 8 knee pads, which have weapon damage and repair skill. Ongoing directive gloves with crit damage and weapon damage, and ongoing directive holster with hazard protection, which is almost max, and 7.9 weapon damage. So if you guys need close to max hazard protection on the holster, I'd highly recommend picking these up. Or if you guys want to run an ongoing directive build, I'd recommend picking up both of these. Surplus SVD with steady hand, reload speed, headshot damage, marksman rifle damage. Military MK17 with fast hands. Petrov Defense Mask with weapon damage, crit chance, and crit hit damage. So if you guys are looking for a Petrov Mask, I highly recommend picking this one up because it almost has, max crit damage, and you can roll the crit chance a little bit higher. It also has an empty offensive mod slot, so you will have 4 reds on this mask. Urban MDR with Ignited, which is great for burning style builds, stats effect stuff using a flame turret. Military 870 with magazine size, which is max. So if you guys want the max roll on magazine size for shotguns, I'd recommend taking this to your stat library. Wyvern holster with hazard protection and crit hit chance with skill tier. Handing you gloves with crit damage and headshot damage with skill tier. Defense system mending, which is shock resistance. Defense protocol resilience, which is disrupt resistance. Liquid nitrogen cooling, which is duration. Hollow point bullets, which is 4.6 damage reduction. And that's going to be it for the vendors at the base of ops. Next location on the list is going to be the theater settlement. Today he's selling a defense protocol resilience with bleed resistance, RDX pellet payload, which is the 4.3 healing, and a decoy housing shell for the decoy, which is health. But that's pretty much about it for the theater vendor. Overall, he's not selling a whole lot. Next up is going to be the campus settlement. She's selling an SR1 with spike, a wyvern holster with headshot damage and armor generation and skill tier. The enhancer for the duration on the chem launcher. Polycarbonate housing for the duration on the hive. And the nickel wire for the cone size on the pulse. And that's going to be it for the campus settlement. Alright, next up guys, we are going to go to the dark zones. Just a reminder, if you guys are new, you will need a different currency to buy stuff from the vendors. You can actually get this currency by opening the boxes in the dark zone, or deconstructing gear you don't need and extracting it, and it will give you DZ resources. But he's selling True Patriot gloves with 68,000, my bad, and 2,000 HP regeneration. These ones are actually very low, so I'd recommend not buying these. You're better off finding some in the open world. Ace and 8 knee pads, which are very low as well, so you're better off crafting these. Overlord gloves with weapon damage, hazard protection, and crit hit chance. Alp Summit knee pads with skill damage, weapon handling, and skill tier. The network molecular shield, which is deflector damage. Microfiller resin for the firefly. And the decoy projector materials, which is for duration. And that's going to be it for DZ West, which you guys will see is right here. Next stop is going to be Dark Zone South, which you guys will see right here, South checkpoint. She's selling a Tommy gun with breadbasket, a Police M4 with fast hands, a Striker backpack with weapon damage and weapon handling, which if you guys do not have a backpack, then I'd highly recommend picking this up. It's not great, but if you really need a backpack, then obviously get it. True Patriot chest piece with armor and repair skill. Same goes for this as well. If you guys do not have a chest piece and you really need it, then I guess you guys could pick this stuff up. And you can get DZ resources pretty easily now, so you could buy one of these if you really need it. Badger Tough backpack with skill damage, headshot damage, and armor with vigilance. Murakami with glass cannon, weapon handling, crit damage, and skill tier. Offense Protocol critical with headshot damage. And that's going to be it for Dark Zone South. Alright guys, the final Dark Zone is going to be DZ East, which is the last Dark Zone on the list. So he's selling a surplus SVD with naked, magazine size, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. True Tips of Spear mask with weapon damage, crit damage, and True Patriot, which is 78,000 armor and status effect. D&H mask, explosive resistance, crit damage, and weapon damage. And a Fenris holster with weapon damage, repair skill, and status effects. Metal string for the snare health on the Kimmonter. Experimental blend for the revived armor. Distributed architecture, which is for the cone size. And that's going to be pretty much it for Dark Zone East. And next up is going to be New York City. So if you guys don't have the expansion, that's going to be it for the level 30 stuff, if you guys are still in the level 30 bracket. Alright guys, the final stop on the list is going to be New York City, which there are 2 vendors at this location. He's selling a 511 backpack with 84,000 armor, explosive resistance, skill haste, and combined arms. Richter and Kaiser holster, skill damage, crit chance, and skill tier. Utility system assist with skill haste. Defense Protocol resilience with burn resistance. Metal string, which is for the heal. And the trap charge improvement, which is for the duration on the shock trap. And finally, the last vendor, if you guys want to go through here, through the atrium, and then take a right around this corner. The final vendor is right here. Roy Benitez. And he is selling a black market M60 with preservation, 1886 with spike, 1911 with salvage, Petrov gloves, which have headshot damage, armor regeneration, and weapon damage, a wyvern mask, explosive resistance, crit chance, and skill tier, defense protocol stamina, which is shock resistance, and the sturdy pistons, which is 3.5 damage. And that's really going to be about it. But so far, there wasn't really a lot for sale this week, and this week's vendor reset, most of the stuff was actually pretty bad, besides that Petrov mask, which I recommend you guys picking up, and that Striker backpack if you guys do not have one. But that's about it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all later.